Right, assalamu alaikum everybody. MashaAllah. Ashhadu
أشهد
anna
أن
la
لا
ilaha
إله
illallah
إلا الله
wa anna
وأن
Muhammad
محمد
Rasulullah.
رسول الله.
Allah Akbar.
Hello Muslim friends of the world. Unforeseen growth of the Muslim community in Europe, particularly in Austria. The growth of the Muslim community in Europe, particularly in Austria, has been unexpectedly soaring each year. There are many factors why Austrians are converting to Islam compared to their previous religions. Islam is considered one of the religions that can provide solutions to life's problems. This statement is directly from the converts when explaining their reasons for embracing Islam. Austrians have also shared other reasons for choosing Islam. Christians in Austria have been very disappointed with their priests who frequently engage in sexual harassment within churches. This is the main reason why 500,000 Austrians prefer Islam, leading to the closure of many churches due to lack of congregation. With the increasing number of Muslims in Austria, the government has now recognized Islam as an official religion. Evidence of this is that Islamic religious education is now taught in 1,800 public schools and mosque imams are now being paid by the government. These are the reasons why 500,000 Austrians have embraced Islam. The number of Muslims in Austria has significantly increased, doubling in the past 10 years. There are at least two major factors in this rise, aside from dawah, proselytizing immigration and the number of children. Many immigrants come here from predominantly Muslim countries such as Turkey, Pakistan, and others. Additionally, we have more children here compared to the native population, said Farid Al-Kotani, director of the Islamic Center Vienna, to Dedicom journalist Gaga Wajacino. Farid, who also serves as a representative of the World Muslim League, practices what he preaches. From his 2 marriages, he currently has 10 children. From my first wife, who is now separated, I have 3 children. The remaining 7 children are from my current wife, he said when met after Friday prayers in the mosque on Friday, June 20, 2008. For him, educating and raising 10 children is not difficult. The key is communication and dedicated time for them. Furthermore, Farid mentioned that the relationship between the Austrian government and the Muslim community is well established. This includes times when Islam is portrayed negatively due to attacks such as the Twin Towers incident in the US. It has no impact here. We have had good relations for hundreds of years. After that incident, WTC attack, the Interior Minister and related ministers immediately gathered and announced that it had nothing to do with Muslims, he explained. The secularism adopted by Austria can be adapted to the Muslim minority. It is no wonder that Austria, according to Farid, serves as a model in Europe for a harmonious multicultural society. We are a model of how the Christian majority relates to Muslims, he said proudly. Despite being a minority, Islam has been constitutionally recognized as a religion in Austria since 1912. In 2001, it was revealed that Muslims in Austria constituted 4.22% of the total population, or about 338,000 people. Although Roman Catholicism is the majority religion, the country stands on secular principles. Generally, the Austrian government grants religious freedom to all its citizens. According to Islamische Glaubensgemeinschaft in Österreich, in 1919, rights and privileges were enhanced with the signing of the Treaty of Saint-Germain. The Austrian government pledged to protect minorities and affirmed the rights of every citizen regardless of religion or ethnic origin. In 1979, the first Islamic law was passed. That same year, the constitution of the Islamic religious body and the formation of the first Vienna Islamic community were announced. According to Article 1 of the Constitution, all Muslims in Austria belonged to the religious body. This was further emphasized with the law on the recognition of religious communities in 1998. Religious organizations are categorized as religious societies, religious communities, and associations with different legal statuses. State-established religious organizations grant Muslims various rights and privileges. These include the right to organize and manage community affairs independently through city councils, including financial management. The classification of religious societies allows participation in the state-managed contribution system, provision of religious education in public schools, and funding for private schools. Currently, about 200 teachers provide Islamic religious education in public schools. The growth of Muslims in Austria has also seen significant increases. Anna Strobel, in Unique Legal Status, Muslims in Austria, Freiburg 2006, explains that in 1971, the number of Muslims in Austria was only 0.3% of the total population. By 1991, this number had increased to 2% of Austria's total population. Over the next 10 years, the number of Muslims increased again due to immigrants from Turkey. Most Muslims in Austria hold Austrian citizenship. The number of naturalizations has significantly increased, especially from Turkey and Bosnia. In 1991, there were 11,000 naturalizations, about 1,800 from Turkey. By 2000, there were 24,000 new Austrian Muslims, 6,000 of whom were previously Turkish nationals. In terms of ethnicity, the largest groups are of Turkish descent, followed by Bosnians. Over the last decade, Arabs have also become a significant part of Austria's Muslim population, particularly from Egypt. In modern history, migration to Austria, especially from Turkey and Eastern European countries, increased after the Berlin Conference of 1878 and assimilation into the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Vienna Islamic Center, built from 1975 to 1979, serves as a hub for Ramadan activities for Austrian Muslims, accommodating 8% of the 430,000 Muslims living in the country. Newcomers were welcomed by the authorities, who granted them maximum religious freedom. After World War II, a new wave of Muslim immigrants arrived in Austria. First, workers helped to reconstruct the country. After 1964, many workers came, particularly from Turkey, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Serbia, Arab countries, and Pakistan. Even the acceptance of students from Muslim countries increased at Austrian universities. During the 1970s, immigration surged due to the economic boom. The last wave of Muslim immigrants arrived in the early 1990s from Yugoslavia. Muslims in Austria are officially represented by the Council of Islamic Communities, Islamische Glaubensgemeinschaft, in Austria, IGGIO. This organization manages the Muslim community's relations with the state. The Council's first conference was held in June 2003. According to Euroislam, following national recognition of Islam, various Muslim organizations emerged. These organizations are private and localized, sometimes operating in several mosques and registered as associations. While more than 80 mosque communities or Islamic associations existed in Austria in the 1990s, there are now more than 200 mosque communities for about 340,000 Muslims. However, the number of members in these organizations is difficult to ascertain because supporters usually affiliate without membership dues, but through zakat. Organizations generally have prayer rooms, recreational clubs, and shops. However, the main Islamic center is in Vienna, established in 1977. The Religious Authority of Islam, established in 1979, functions as the religious and spiritual representative of Muslims in the country.